Howdy everyone, this is Poorman Glenn. This is Mika in the Witch's Mountain tutorial, day 1 for any percent. I'm going to be showing you some of the tips, tricks, and the routing that is currently used for the world record, as well as any place you could save time and just in general, like, what you got to do to, have a really competitive run. So, what we're going to do is just going to start the game. As soon as you start, you're going to see a little Mika in the bottom right. When that goes away, that is your cue to hit, hold the B button, and that's going to allow you to just start the time and get the run going. So right off the bat, already we got like a small tech here. You can progress the text boxes with both A and B. If you look at the controller on the screen, if you hit A, it moves forward, and if you B, it moves forward. So the typical strategy for moving through text boxes is to be hitting A and B at the same time. It allows you to save those frames, and we always care about those frames. Now, as soon as you start, you're going to want to move the camera a little bit and start hugging this wall, going straight. You're going to keep going straight until you see this little opening in the fence here. That is your cue to line yourself up, and you're going to want to jump over this cliff right here. The jump can happen at this black line, and you could jump at about this gray line in order to make the jump. So if you're doing it normally, you're going to line yourself up, you're going to be focusing on that little opening, and then as soon as you hit that line, you're going to jump and go across. Now, the next line you want to hit is, if you look straight ahead, there's 2 wooden scaffolding pieces here. You're going to want to go slightly to the right of them, because if you go and try to cut the corner, the hitbox actually extends out a little bit. So you want to hit an angle that just gets a little bit to the side like that, and then the text box, or the hitbox for the cutscene that's going to happen is actually across this tree here. So as soon as you get across this little wooden place, you're going to turn straight left and hit it. With this cutscene, as soon as it starts, you can just hold B, and then, as with all text boxes, A and B at the same time. It's a little bit annoying, but fastest route, fastest strats require you to do what you can. As with all loading screens, as soon as the Mika thing goes away, you can hold B. And again, you're going to see a bunch of text boxes. You're going to keep A and B. Of note on this one is, as soon as the second text box happens, after this, you could start moving. So if you want to be holding up when you're hitting A and B here, because you could start moving immediately like that. Now, first little optimization here is this tree here. You could actually bounce on the bottom of it by jumping, and that's going to push you forward. I'm going to try to do it a few times here to show you like what how much you could actually get. It doesn't really save that much time, but any time is worth saving. So if you just walk right under and jump, I missed it there. It's not the end of the world if you miss it. It's very small, but something like that where you get a little bounce forward. Sometimes you can get like really good bounces like that. That's what you're looking for. Again, if you miss it, you don't have to go back. You're trying to go straight here, but anything for, time save. We're now going to be walking up and talking to Allegra up there. You're going to want to be holding forward, kind of like hugging this wall here, and you're aiming for the absolute corner of this little piece of wood that's staying up. So if you hit it just right like that, you're going to start the cutscene immediately. More text boxes, and before we continue with this route, I am going to have to explain a few of the key movement mechanics for this game, because this game is all about movement. Everything you do is trying to optimize all of the movement you can do. So 2 things that need to be explained real quick is, 1, when you get on your broom, you could dash, right? That's pretty, like, part of the game. But if you notice, while I'm in the air like this and just holding forward, I do not get my dash refreshed, like, until I get to the ground. So if you look at this little straightaway here, I can only get 2 dashes from here to Allegra, which is very slow. So the first technique that has to be done in order to optimize movement in this game is called broom hopping. So instead of just dashing and just waiting to hit the ground, you want to dash, get to about the top of the dash height, and then you're going to get off the broom and get back on the broom right before you hit the ground. And it looks like this. Boop, bop, bop. And what that does is, instead of only getting 1 or 2 dashes from here to the stairs, if you do it and then get off and get back on, you refresh your dash, and I can get almost 4 dashes straight to the staircase. And then we go back, it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And dashing is always faster in this game. no matter what. So if you can get more dashes, it will almost always be a better route. Even sometimes if you have to go slightly out of the way, sometimes the dashes can make up the poor straightaway. So always keep that in mind. And then the second technique, which is used a little bit, is we call it broom bouncing. What happens is if you get on your broom and dash, when you land on the ground, if you get on the broom immediately before you hit the ground, you will actually bounce off the ground like this. So if I dash, get off, get back on, I actually gain like a Mika and a half of height. And what that does is it allows some jumps to be much easier to do, because instead of being on the ground like here and dashing, I could actually be higher up in the air like this and then dash. And that's going to come up in key points. It's not used all the time, but when it's used, it's really necessary, because that extra height will make stuff really consistent. So with that knowledge, let's go back to where we started for the cutscene. And we're going to go from here to the town to talk to Gref. Now, I'm going to show you just a regular route, what it looks like without doing any of the broom hopping, any of the broom bouncing. And we'll just count the dashes. So from here, we're going to go, we're going to dash. We get 1 dash here. We get a second dash. We're going to go off this. 3 dashes, 4 dashes, 5 dashes. So that's a pretty standard, simple route. Like 5 dashes is nothing to, sneeze about. But if we actually use some of the tech we just talked about, we could do this. We can go dash, broom hop, dash, broom bounce off this for 4, 5, 6. And we can actually get 6 dashes to Gref instead of 5. And 1 dash may not seem like, the end of the world, but over time, 1 dash here, 1 dash there, 10 dashes throughout the run, 20 dashes throughout the run, that's some time. So again, simple route is you just do the 5 dashes, and doing all the broom hops is 1, 2, 3, broom hop, a bounce, 4, 5, 6. So now we're at the Gref. We're gonna be talking to him. So and just keep that in mind. Just keep in mind, like, when in doubt, always be trying to dash. If you're doing something and you're like, I feel like I'm just in the air, try to find out how to get to the ground, how to keep adding dashes. So next part here is we're going to be doing from a route from Gref straight to Oval. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because you have to be both moving your body and the camera at the same time. So I'm just going to move the camera just to show you where we're trying to go here. You're going to try to be aiming right between the tree right here and these pillars. And it's a little difficult, but the idea is you're going to start, you're going to grab the box, and then 180 and immediately go there. And it's going to look like this. Grab, turn, dash, and then you're going to hug this, and you're going to go straight for this corner of this house. And what that does is it allows you to get a few dashes in right before you talk to Oval. As long as you hit the ground pretty quickly, you'll be able to get those dashes, and you'll be fine. Now, from Oval, we're going to be going to a pick who's in the water. I find the best strat with this is after you get the text box for the sandwich, you're just going to hold straight down and get on your broom and dash. What we're aiming for is to get over the fence line that's up here. If you just do the, get the thing, turn around, dash, you'll just naturally get over it, and then you're going to just dash a few times straight to O-pick. Optimizing that is kind of hard. You can get a few extra dashes sometimes on top of the docks, but in general, as long as you get over the fence line, you're good. So, next part here is the most nitpicky, annoying thing of the whole run, is we have to grab a fish for Oval. Now, I don't know if it's RNG or if it's a global timer, but it seems random where the fish spawns after you get this cutscene. So if you turn around, it could spawn anywhere in front of you up until like 25 Mikas in front of you. So at the end of the day, you're just going to jump in the water as fast as you can. Try to find it. If it's in the water, you're going to wait for it to come out. If not, you're going to just try to grab it. The only thing that's important is you want to hit the water before grabbing before landing on the fish, because sometimes if you land directly on the fish, you don't have water in the bowl, which means you can't pick up the fish, and then you pass it, and then you lose time. So always try to hit the water first, and then go straight for the fish. Once you have the fish, all you're going to do is go for the straight angle, straight between where this wall is and the dock. And you're going to just slide right in between, and then you're going to just dash all the way back to Ovell. Now we're going back from Ovell to Opic, and to Gref, sorry. And this is a tight line that you're trying to hit. Don't worry if you like hit into walls or mess up, because this is like probably the hardest part of the whole day one. So from here, you're going to be aiming right between this area of this house and this building. You could try to dash. It's really hard to hit the dash, and sometimes you don't get the dash refreshed at the end. So just go in, hit this, and then you're going to dash. You're going to dash off the stair rail, and then just go straight to Gref. It looked easy, but like you could bounce on everything there. You could hit a bunch of stuff. If you don't get a dash refresh, you might not get up. So that's probably what has to be practiced the most of this day. Next, we're going from Gref to Braum, and right before that happens, I'm gonna have to explain some boings and how they work. So I call them this technique a boing, and then you just explain it with whatever you're boinging off of. So in this example, we're gonna be box boinging. Basically, if you run into like something that's about the size of Mika, give or take, and get on your broom, you will naturally climb the object and get a whole bunch of height. You could do it with a box. You could do it with this mailbox. You'll see we could do it on certain rocks, and bushes come up a lot as well. So all you have to do again is just run straight into it, and either when you touch it or right before you touch the box, you just get on your broom and you just soar up and get a lot of height. That's really useful because the route here is to go over this building and go straight to Braum, which, if you look, is where that umbrella is all the way down there. So the strategy here is you're going to talk to Gref. As soon as you're done, you're going to grab the box. You're going to box boing off this, get enough height to clear this, and as soon as you dash, you're going to try to hit the ground as fast as possible. What that does is it allows you to get a few extra dashes from here to Braum. Now, what of note is Braum is inside this stall, but you could actually talk to Braum outside or even behind the stall. So in this scenario where you land here, you're going to just dash and then just land right behind, and you will see the text box come up in order to talk to Braum. A lot of this game, like I said, is all about getting straight lines, hitting the dashes. So there's not going to be a game you're going to pick up once, understand, and be able to start putting competitive runs in. It's going to have to be technique and strategy, and like really have to focus on what you're doing at all times. Now we're going to go to the twins with the ice cream. This is a very simple route. All you're going to do is turn. You can see the twins all the way there through the umbrellas. You're going to just dash, then get on the umbrella, dash again, and then just do our broom hopping all the way there. It's a very simple route. You just do 1, 2, and then you just keep dashing, and you want to hug this tornado, because if you try to go in it, it's going to push you away, and it's very random feeling. So you want to avoid it, but still stay as close as possible in order to talk to the twins. Now, if you remember in the beginning, when you fell down, at the end of that text box, you could just start moving immediately. It's the same thing here. So you're going to give them the ice cream, and then after the text box, you can start moving immediately. So you're going to want to hold up and right, like this angle on the controller, right as soon as it says, I'm completing my delivery card. So you can, at this text box, so you can start moving immediately, because you want to be able to start moving immediately. And the idea here is we're going to be aiming for that bush up there that's in front of that tree, and we're going to be doing a bush boing all the way up that line. So you don't have to dash, but obviously the more dashes are better. You can get 2 good dashes from here to the bush, and then you're going to just bush boing straight up, and you're going to land up here. Now, once you're up here, the route is, if you look straight ahead, it almost looks like a shadow on the on this this rooftop. You're going to be aiming to follow this line over the roof, because what we're going to do is we're going to try to talk to Gref directly over this building. So if you follow this line exactly and then fall down, you're going to fall right on Gref's head. So that's the route you want to be holding for this. Jeff's going to give us a gift, and that's going to open up a little keypad so we can hit stuff. As soon as you hit A, or the next button on this text box, you can start hitting down immediately and get to 0. So it's going to look like this. If you just keep hitting down, and then you do it, I was at like 4 or 7 by the time it happened. So the order I do this is it's 0, 1, 0, 2. So you just hit down as fast as you can, you're going to get to 0. Then I hit left and up to go to 1. And then you hit down all the way to 0, and you go all the way up to 2. So in real time, it will look like this. So it's all the way down, left, up, all the way down, up. Not too much time can be saved there, but like really understanding the movement is where it's key to focus on. And with that, we're pretty much done with day 1. All you're going to do now is you're going to do a 180 turn with the camera. You're going to be aiming for the edge of the little rooftop here, and you're going to be dashing, and you want to just dash on the ground, in which case you get more dashes. So it's going to be turn, 180, fall, dash, and then you're just going to do a few broom hops straight to Allegro. Now, after you talk to Allegro, that's the end of the day. I just want to point out that this is all just the tutorial. This is the routing that you should use. If you want to see it in real time, you should probably watch this current world record speedrun, because that will show you in real time how all the dashes, the routing. This is just to give you an idea of what you have to do in each point in order to try to get the route down in order to practice it. So finally, you're going to talk to Allegro, and at the end of this talking, there's going to be a cutscene. As soon as the screen transitions, you're going to want to start holding B. Once I get there, I'll show you. As soon as you see the Mika go away, you're going to hold B. And now we're on day 2. There are going to be videos for each day specifically, probably in a playlist. If any day changes, I'll be sure to upload the new version and update the playlist. Otherwise, good luck, safe travels, and deliver those packages.